Well, hi. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to do this video. I remember not too long ago when everyone was theorizing what the other dark sides would be, and everyone thought that Dark Roman, or at least they did like an alternate universe version of Roman, aka their version would be Pride, was something like this. But what we actually got was Trash Bastard. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I watched the video, he was not my favorite character in the world. I've actually kind of grown to love that trash man. So here we are, making his outfit. And I went to Joann Fabrics today, and I already hate myself because I had issues making Roman's outfit, Deceit's outfit. I fixed Roman's outfit, so it's a little more flashy, which, you know, it's Roman, so it's okay. And to be honest, I think I might redo Deceit's outfit, because to be honest, I'm not 100% in love with the way the main jacket turned out. So what I'm going to do for this outfit is I'm going to try to not be 100% accurate, because that's just not going to happen. Let's be honest. I was trying to find everything I could find just at Joann Fabrics, because I'm more likely to buy something that's right in front of me than on a screen. It does not help that the outfit is all black, so you know there's details, but you can't really see details that much. So actually a lot of inspiration I'm getting as well is from fan art, because I can just see that better. So I'm taking some liberties. For the base outfit, I'm going to use the Pride Roman outfit I already have, which is, you know, the gold and the black one. So it's basically a black version. I think it's from the same company on Amazon that I bought the original Roman Prince outfit. I might have gotten too much fabric, no shock. But you know, I'd rather have too much than too little, because truth be told, I'm probably gonna mess up a lot. Also, because I already probably, you know, fabric fusioned and hot glued that outfit to match other pictures, I'm going to have to rip some things off, and there probably are going to be some places where it doesn't look that pretty, and we're gonna need to cover up. Thankfully, the outfit is black, so I could probably easily just put black paint on certain parts and cover it up. Thank God for the color black. Because I was just trying to find everything at Joann's, I couldn't find exact things. Now, where I live, I will be honest, I know for a fact that whatever store I go to, there's not going to be a lot of options. I have no doubt in my mind, if you probably live in California or something like that, you're gonna have a lot more stores, craft stores, or just more options, because everyone that I know that lives in California always does. Or if you have more patience and you order shit online. I'm getting really excited! It's not black, I realize that. But the black fake flowers I saw were either not the correct kind of flowers, or the ones that you can use for like purses and hats and whatever in that section. The black ones were all like squished and they weren't right. This one seemed like the most accurate flower. So if anything, I'm gonna take it apart and just paint it black. I will try to link stuff down in the description below. If you're new here, hi, hello. Sewing machines hate me. I have a sewing machine. Actually, it's not even mine. There's a sewing machine in my room. It's not mine. I would use a sewing machine, but every time I try to, it breaks. I've tried for years. I've tried. I've so tried. But it just hates me. So I hand sew everything. So you probably won't see me sew a lot in this video. And this will go a lot slower because I hand sew everything as well. If you have a sewing machine, if you know how to work one, just use it and don't torture yourself like I do. So yeah. So let's just freaking get on with this already, because I've been talking for a while. So to save just a bit of cash, I'm not gonna buy any more eyeballs. Instead, I'm just gonna rip one out of my bag and just cover up the little spot that the eye is missing with a button. So what I have right here, and this might be a stupid idea, but I can't think of an easier way to do this. It just makes sense in my mind. I have green chiffon fabric, and what this is right here is it's layered up twice because it's obviously see-through, so it'd make it just a little less see-through. And I did the same thing with tulle, so the tulle is layered up twice. So technically right now we have like 4 layers of fabric right here. I'm going to link the video that I am using down in the description below. I would probably buy 3 rolls of the black ribbon, and I have this kind of cross hatch pattern. I don't want to sew this on because that's going to take forever and it's just going to move around so much. I would use hot glue, but I really don't want to have to worry about the spider webs it makes. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to fabric fusion all the ribbon onto the puff sleeve. Jesus Christ. Comfortably, what are words? And I think that's gonna be fine. Looking at the reference pictures as well, the cross hatches is actually sequins. And I realized this a few days after, but I'm just rolling with this because I kind of like the ribbon a little bit more. And I'm gonna use all the rhinestones. I actually need to get more. So in the beginning, I was just going to put a rhinestone over each intersection, but because there's more sparkles than there actually is, I'm just adding more. So here is the Pride Prince outfit. I'm actually pretty sad that I have to destroy this because I really like this, but a few things I'm going to do to alter this is, for one, I need to remove the gold detailing on all this. I have to remove all these gold little bars on the chest, and I'm going to completely remove the sleeves for this because I'm going to add the poofy sleeves, and I do want to make these tighter. I might use the rest, like this portion, like I can probably fold this over and use this portion of the fabric because the sleeve is probably going to end up being like right here on me, and so I can use the rest of this, and then there's going to be ruffles. And I want to try to save as much of the gold detailing as possible for future things. Since it is hot glued, it's probably honestly going to be a little bit destroyed. Any extra fabric that I can't use for any future projects or sew into future projects, I save all of them for scraps because I tend to make stuffed animals and pillows a lot. So I removed the sleeves, I removed most of the detail. I'm actually going to completely get rid of this collar, making a complete new one, since removing everything else and adding on to it's just going to be more trouble. I might actually remove the shoulder pads instead. But what I'm going to do to fix this, because I salvaged a good portion of the trim, and as you can tell, a lot of hot glue is left over. Most of it stuck to the actual fabric instead of the little detailing. So what I'm going to do is just, I might also replace the Velcro and just add a zipper in the center as well. But I'm just going to cut out just the tiniest of holes. I'm really only going to cut off where the hot glue is and just sew this together And it's gonna look kind of weird, but hopefully all the detailing that I'm gonna put over it and the sash and everything is just gonna hide it, because leaving or painting over all this hot glue is going to really irritate me. I'm thinking, not gonna put a zipper up front, gonna put a zipper in the back, and if anything, I might just take off a few inches in the front, sew it together. I mean, I'm gonna take off the collar anyways. I just seam ripped basically the Velcro and everything out of here. So now I'm going to flip this inside out and basically just so, I should probably pin it. I will do right here. And so we'll have our V right there. Once the front is all sewn up and this part is all closed, that's when I'm gonna cut open the back and insert a zipper. I'm gonna start putting the trim in front. Sometimes wearing it just makes it a little easier so I can get a better gauge of where the stuff needs to be. All right, so we have, gonna sew it on. I know it's probably a little bit wonky in person because it's very hard to see from this angle. And I will probably have to, or maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Oh shit, okay. Never mind. I think I'll have enough. But I have started putting on the little, well, on his actual outfit, I'm pretty sure they are actually buttons. You can clearly see there's 3 little dots on the edges. Again, obviously, the lace is green and glittery, but I couldn't find that, so we're sticking with silver. I think it's a good compromise. And the little button-like things almost look like a greenish gold. Now the reason why I did not get any buttons is one, I couldn't find any buttons that I really liked. And 2, the buttons were a little more expensive, and I really like, I want this to be accurate, but I also want to really like wearing this outfit. And honestly, these little tiny round studs, I honestly like a lot more. I kind of misjudged the size of them, so I thought I would just have to use 3 like how the picture is shown, but obviously they're a lot smaller, so I have to use 5. I feel like it gives a nice clean look. This is without it. This is with little studs. Now for the collar, you could always look up a popped, exaggerated collar, I don't know, kind of tutorial to get more accurate instructions. I attempted to do that to give you guys kind of decent instructions, but that didn't really work out that well. So this is what I'm doing. I could look up tutorial, but I like to make projects even more complicated for myself. So this is what I'm doing. A black piece of fabric. This is actually an old bedsheet, and I have 2 sides. This is Heat and Bond. I don't remember the exact name. I'll put it up on the screen. And that's going to go in between the 2 layers of fabric. So well, this is not a stretchy fabric anyways, but if you're going to use a stretchy fabric, literally just using the fabric that I already own, so I don't have to go out and buy more. But it will make sure that the fabric does not fray, does not stretch. If your fabric stretches, whatever, it's just going to keep it in place and keep it. Why is the first word that comes to my mind erect? But this is basically the shape I'm doing. Again, probably more accurate tutorials out there, because the zipper of my garment only goes down to my neck. It doesn't go further up, it doesn't go into the collar. I'm just going to put buttons on here. Here are the buttons. Use the black ones. Here's the collar. I added a little bit extra, but I didn't need to. So I'm gonna cut off these parts so it's a little bit shorter. And as you can see, the back is a little more wobbly than I would like. So I'm going to pinch the top portion a bit so it just pops up a bit more. If you're having issues with your collar being too popped up, like they won't just relax a little bit, go ahead and just sew the front portion right here, and it'll lay down the front just slightly and have a nice curve up, just so it's not just constantly sticking to your face. I'm running out of space on my table, but what we have here is a very crude pattern for my arm. So the rest of the sleeve that goes under the little poof. Now what I did is I got a garbage bag, wrapped it around my arm, and then wrapped that in just tape I had. This is painter's tape. Pretty much cutting off my circulation for a few seconds until I very carefully cut it off my arm. And this is not very good looking. If anything, if you have a nice form-fitting long sleeve shirt that you don't really care too much about anymore, you could always cut that sleeve off and use that as a template. But I don't have form-fitting clothes because I like loose baggy clothes. So that's why I did this. Now I'm going to take some stretchy black fabric. I wish I knew the correct name of this kind of fabric, but it stretches only one way. It does not stretch the other way, but I'm going to use this for the arm sleeves. I pinned them together and put it on just to make sure it fits okay, and it does. So I'm going to sew it. Make sure when you're cutting out the pattern that you give a little bit of seam allowance. Mine is a bit smaller because remember I'm sewing everything by hand, but you probably want a bigger one if you're using a sewing machine. Sleeves all sewed up and it's very snug. Now just for the little lace on the sleeves, obviously a pretty easy step. Nothing too fancy, and when it is all sewn on, it will look like this. So to attach the sleeve, I'm going to first flip. The whole garment doesn't need to be flipped inside out. Now I'm going to stuff the sleeve inside here so the two right sides are facing each other. Make sure when you're sewing you're also stretching the fabric as well, so when it's not being stretched out by your arm or from you forcibly stretching it out, it'll all be scrunched up together. And so when you flip it inside out or back outside, you'll have your sleeve attached to your poof. So for the ruffles on the shoulder, here we have this. I only put it on 2 levels, so just the first and the third, the middle one is blank. However, I accidentally painted the second one on the wrists, but you know what? Remus is very flashy, so I just, went with it. So for the shoulder pieces, obviously this is how it lays on me. Because this is a men's outfit, it has much broader shoulders. This is a small. So the sleeves on this are a little bit lower than how Thomas has his. So I pushed the ruffles back a little bit just so the ruffles don't feel like they're almost slouching on my shoulders. Starting the ruffle at the same level as the top of this trim right here. I'm gonna pretend I have a pin that, and then it's gonna angle, and so the middle portion of the ruffle is going to meet up with this safety pin right here. So not really something that I can tell you specifically on to do. This whole time I'm basically trying on and off the costume to the point where it's really irritating me, but I need to make sure it does not look too funky when I put it on. Pinned the ruffle normally against the little shoulder piece right here, or little poof. Didn't seem right, so I just adjusted it with safety pins while it was still on me. I'm not looking at a photo, but I believe it was just on the side where the little flower is on his outfit. We have little strings of beads. Now, I already made a few right here. There's a string of beads with multiple different sizes on it. I'm not following the picture exactly. I'm just kind of making up as I go along. And I have multiple different sizes. I have 3 different sizes, and that's by accident because I kept buying the wrong size beads and they'd be too big and such. So I have these big, perfectly round ones. I have these seed beads, and then we have even tinier seed beads. I would recommend just buying the big ones and the incredibly tiny ones for that super contrast, because if you get ones that are too similar in size, it's just going to look like a boring string of beads. My cat's just flipping out. And the string I use is just, I think this is overlocking thread, just because I wanted a lot. All of mine, and I don't know how much to make, but I just made a lot just in case. So to make the ruffles not such a blunt edge, so normally, you know, just out like this. Maybe I should position this so you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit, but it's hard with black, so please bear with me. But basically, it's just a flat edge right here. So I'm basically just scrunching it up a little bit, making sure the glittery parts are more prominent up front, and you know, just making it so it's not such a blunt edge, making it taper down a bit, and just roughly sewing that. I feel like it just looks a lot better than just leaving the frills just blunt. There we go. So on the bottom of the poof, this one's not sewn on completely yet, I took some of the extra lace and cut off the first layer and just cut it not super long. That's going to go on the bottom of the puff here. And you could have done this before you completely finished your poof sleeve, but I just kind of remember this right now, so I'm doing this right now. So obviously the way I do it's going to be a little more difficult, but I suggest probably sewing this on before, maybe even while the top part of the sleeve is attached to the main garment, but just before you scrunch up the bottom portion, so it's a little easier to sew on. So what I have to do is I kind of have to go in here and stretch the sleeve out a bit to sew on this lace portion. All things considered, I think I did pretty damn good job. This cosplay is the most detailed cosplay I think I've ever owned or made, I have a theory. When they were designing Remus's outfit, maybe Thomas or Joan or whoever else was just like, let's make this outfit so intricate, so detailed, that if the fans want to cosplay Remus, they will go absolutely batshit crazy and actually have intrusive thoughts. Because that's what was happening to me when I was doing this shit. So few things. This is as detailed as I'm going to get with this cosplay. Now there's a few things on the arm, like little black sequin dangly bits, and there's a whole fuckload on this outfit, and this is just what I'm willing to do, honestly. If I put any more work into this, I will actually lose my mind. Also, great for your bottom half are black leggings, and I got these boots. Remus has a octopus belt buckle. Now the reason why I decided against that, even though I would love to have it, belt buckles that I searched for on Amazon They were good octopus slash squid ones, but they weren't close enough. I went on the Etsy, and there were quite a few on there that looked pretty damn close. However, the price tag for that was around $50, and I'm sorry. No. If you are willing to fork out the cash for that, by all means, go ahead. Actually, I think this works pretty well. Yeah. And I also took a poll on Instagram asking if you guys, because I had this idea since Remus, if you think my normal standard size brown contacts would be okay, or my whiteout ones for that even more crazy look. And whiteout ones won, which I'm really glad because I love how they look with this. Now to wrap this video, because I'm sorry it was so long, with these kinds of cosplay I chop out a lot of it, but I still like to, without it being too lengthy, kind of tell you guys my thought process for outfits kind of like this, and why I cut some corners, and why I do this instead of this, and kind of see my mess ups, so hopefully when you are creating your outfit you kind of get a sense of what you want to do, what not to do, what to do kind of thing. So hopefully that's okay. Like I mentioned in the beginning, since most of the stuff I got at Joann Fabrics, I'll try to link all the supplies I got from there in the description below, so if you want to get the exact things I used, go ahead. I will also link the wig, the contacts, where we got the little mace, which, looking at reference photos, I'm pretty sure this is the exact mace that he used in the video as well. I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna go on TikTok, so yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all next time.